is calling on the administration to stop a job search.
And an update on the car crash in Moscow, coming up next on Murrow News 8.
Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
I'm Lana Fielding.
And I'm Sedona Turner. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
The Washington State University Faculty Senate is calling for Kirk Schultz to suspend all executive-level job searches, including the effort to fill the provost. The motion was passed last week with 35 faculty senators approving the request, while 14 were against. The motion specifically calls for the suspension of the provost search. Faculty Senator Joe Cook, who made the motion, said this to Pullman Radio.
The search process is well underway, as everyone knows. It would be painful and probably embarrassing to suspend it now. But as I mentioned when I said this the first time, I think there are merits to doing it.
Candidates are here on campus. We have spent the money to run this search. We have paid the search firm. So if we're concerned about money, stopping these searches now and redoing them will cost us.
WSU faculty Regent Judith McDonald urged senators not to suspend the search due to costs. She gave a comment on this to Pullman Radio. This request to suspend job searches follows the recent call for a change in leadership at the university, although Faculty Senate has not formally endorsed the faculty call for new leadership. Juan Trejo Perez was in court yesterday for being accused of molesting a teenage boy in Pullman. He denied the testimony of several of the alleged victims' family members in court. He said all 10 of the witnesses are telling a different story. This was the second day of a 3-day jury trial at Whitman County Superior Court. All evidence was submitted and almost all testimonies were provided. Perez will finish presenting the case when the court reconvenes today.
The Moscow Police Department is investigating a number of vehicle prowls that occurred 2 nights ago. Officers have identified several people who allegedly broke into cars and stole multiple items. Officers want to remind people to keep valuables out of your car and keep it locked. Other safety tips include parking in well-lit areas, avoiding isolated areas, or adding anti-theft devices.
31-year-old Clarkston man Jonathan Owens was accused of leading an officer into a dangerous driving situation. Owens pleaded guilty yesterday for a felony of eluding his sentence, and his sentencing is planned for June. Idaho residents are now able to get fentanyl testing strips this year after the legislative action of a bipartisan bill to legalize the harm reduction tool previously characterized as drug paraphernalia. People like college students who are experimenting with drugs but are not seeking out fentanyl will likely be the biggest groups to make the use of the fentanyl testing strips. It is a Cougar legend's birthday.
And a new restaurant is coming to Pullman, coming up after the break.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
WSU is hosting an 80th birthday celebration for former mayor and voice of Cougar Athletics, Glenn Johnson. A reception will be held to honor his contributions and legacy in Pullman. The celebration will be held on April 13th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Great Hall and Lewis Alumni Center on campus. Johnson has been a public announcer for the Cougs football and basketball games since 1980. Although he stepped down as mayor this year, Johnson said he will continue to be the voice of the Cougs.
A new restaurant could be coming to Pullman soon. According to the website Restaurant Data, there is a new offering called Barm & Wallops Public House. There is an application to the Washington State Liquor Board for Barm & Wallops to be located at the Old Terrain Brewing Company spot in the Crimson Village Retail Center.
Today from 1 to 6, the Colfax Library is hosting representatives from the Washington Department of Revenue to help residents fill out the Working Family Tax Credit application. Washington residents who filed their taxes in 2023 and have children may be eligible for this tax credit. This assistance is free, but appointments are required. Appointments can be made by calling Angie at 360-763-7135. People seeking help should bring a copy of their 2022 or 2023 federal income tax return, a Washington ID, their social security number, or ITIN and bank account information for direct deposit. A contest is open to give WSU's newest apple a name. The new apple is a mix of Honeycrisp and the Pink Lady and has been in the works for 20 years. All U.S. residents 18 and older are able to enter, and the person that suggested the winning name will receive a gift box of the apples and other WSU prizes. The contest closes May 5th.
WSU Global Campus Esports secured a spot for the National Championship Tournament. The team defeated both University of Southern California and University of Texas Arlington, winning 3 out of 5 games in the Grand Finals match. The teams competed in vehicle-based soccer video game Rocket League. The victory earned the Global Campus the American Conference Championship and the number 2 overall seed in the EGF National Championship that starts today. It was a beautiful and sunny day out today on my walk to class. How's it looking out there now, Madeline?
Thanks, Sedona. Yes, the sunshine is still out, and I saw lots of students taking advantage of this sunshine today. Here on Thompson Flats, just a little bit earlier, there was a lot of people hanging out, reading books, even taking a little bit of a nap. So lots of people loving this warm weather. And speaking of this warm weather, March actually broke a record for being the hottest March ever. And it wasn't the only one. It was the 10th consecutive month to break a record for being the hottest ever. And scientists are attributing that to El Nino, which is a climate condition that causes the Pacific Ocean to heat and then lead to these weather changes like these warm temperatures. But I am loving the warm temperatures. I hope it sticks around. And I'm wondering, Josie, what can we expect for the rest of this week?
Yes, actually, Madeline, it will be sticking around. I am so excited. Today we have a high of 57, but really I'm personally feeling like it's in that 65 to 70 range. I mean, I'm wearing a tank top and a skirt. It's really, really nice out. So if I were you, I would grab your friends, grab your roommates, get down to the Coug. That's where I'm heading after class, because who knows if it will really stick around with this Pullman weather we always are having. Looking at tomorrow, we have a high of 61, so it will continue to be nice, but there is supposed to be a chance of rain. So be wary of that. Take a jacket with you on your way to class, but you can probably keep it in your backpack and wear without one. Now, the rest of the state is honestly kind of on the same as us. Over on the west side in Olympia and Seattle, we have highs of 61 and 59, so it's really nice over there, but it is a little partly cloudy, so there is some breeze in there. Now, the middle of the state is always way nicer than us. I'm really jealous of the Tri-Cities area, but they have a high of 66 and 61, so again, it's really, really nice all throughout. And then again, Spokane has the same as us with a high of 60. Now, looking at the 5-day forecast, it is going to continue to stay nice for the rest of the week. Looking at tomorrow and the next day, 61, 60, and then on Saturday, we're hitting 67. So you definitely are going to want to get out. You're going to want to go hang out with your friends, go somewhere, do something. I have my grad photos on Saturday, so I know I'll be in a dress. I'll be out with my roommates. I'm really excited. And thankfully, it's going to be sunny. If it was raining, I would probably cry. However, knowing Pullman, it's going to get worse, but that's not until later, so let's just not worry about that. But on Monday, it will be 52, and it'll be a little chilly. I'm going to send it back to you guys at the desk.
A rough day for the WSU baseball team.
And student reaction to a popular question surrounding the women's basketball team, coming up next.
They took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Well, some tough news from Cougar sports and baseball fans. Last night in Spokane at the Patterson Baseball Complex, the Cougs lost their matchup against Gonzaga 22-7. The Cougs did, however, hit a home run from Cole Kramer in the third inning, his second of the season, but the Cougs were unfortunately unable to match the pace of the Bulldogs. With only a few weeks left in the season, if you haven't been able to, there is still a chance to catch a game. The Cougs will return home to Pullman to host the weekend series against California starting this Friday. With some uncertainty for the future of WSU basketball, we went out to see some student opinion on Cami Etheridge potentially leaving WSU.
I feel like if she does leave, that she might bring some of the players if they're dedicated to her, but also if she doesn't leave, good for our team, but I don't blame her if she does.
I could see her leaving. I mean, most of the other major sports, their coaches have left, and I assume that's probably just because of the Pac-12 being over. They want to go to a team that's in a league, bigger league, that's got more money, and since Wazoo doesn't really know where it's going.
In some much needed and exciting Cougar sports news, the Associated Press have released their top 25 poll following the end of basketball season on Monday, and the Cougs have made the cut. For the 2023-2024 basketball season, AP have ranked the Cougs at number 23 in their postseason poll. This comes after the historic season for the Cougs. WSU have finished regular season in second place in the Pac-12 and cemented themselves in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2008, following the national tournament. Head coach Kyle Smith announced he was leaving WSU and headed for Stanford at the end of the year. The Cougs will now be led by head coach David Riley starting next season. For some more good news for the Cougs, WSU rowing team came at number 19 in this week's national CRCA coaches poll. The rowing team is coming off the San Diego Crew Classic, where they finished in fourth twice and sixth once. Competing against some of the top-ranked teams in the country, the Cougs did well to show off their skill and stay close to some of the top on the leaderboard. The Cougs will continue their season on April 20th at home against Gonzaga at Wawaii Landing.
After watching that weather and looking outside, we know it's going to be hot, but how hot, Sedona?
Well, we're going to let you guys know after the break.
It's okay to be scared. You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember, my strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Thanks for your patience.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
For the 10th consecutive month, March set a new monthly record in heat in Washington State. That is more than it ever has been in history.
Thank you guys so much for watching the show today. And if you've missed any of our previous shows, you can catch them here on our YouTube channel. Have a good night.